of Penance and Confession by Venerable Louis of Granada. Of all the evils that at this day reign in the world, there is none more deplorable than the manner many Christians use in confessing their sins, at such time as the Church commands it. For except a small number that live in the fear of God and take some care of their souls, the rest bring not any preparation to this divine sacrament, never scrupling to come unto it without giving themselves the least trouble to examine their consciences. Thence it happens that they have no sooner entered their confession and been partakers of the Holy Communion, but they again resume their former course. And the week appointed them for their penance is scarce ended, when they plunge themselves afresh in the mire out of which it was endeavoured to draw them, and return like dogs to their vomit. As this disorder cannot be committed without being guilty of the highest contempt against God and His Church, His ministers and sacrament, and as it is, indeed, a mocking of His goodness to ask Him once a year pardon for the injuries we have done Him, to protest unto Him that we will amend, and presently after fall to committing of greater offences. So it usually happens that the Divine Majesty, justly provoked against such insolent prevaricators, exercises on them not only the most dreadful of all punishments, but also the most just and the most suitable to their fault. He leaves them entirely to themselves. He suffers them thus to make a mockery of things the most holy, even to the end of their lives. And when they are surprised by death, they are found like those who till at that time never had done true penance. That is, their end, as the Apostle speaks, is according to their works. They have not returned unto me with their whole heart, but with lying, says our Lord by the prophet. They have used lying and hypocrisy, and I will deal with them, says our Lord, as with deceivers and hypocrites. With good reason does He give the name of lying to all false and outside penance, ordinarily done by worldly people. For indeed, there is nothing more false. They think to deceive God, and in the meantime they deceive themselves. They flatter themselves and esteem themselves penitents, because they have done something exteriorly, which resembles penance, and it is altogether unprofitable and unfruitful. Let them then take care to dispose themselves to true penance. And if anyone makes this noble resolution and desires to be truly penitent, I will in a few words declare to him what it is he must do. I will for this purpose set before him the most common advices given by the Fathers. I call them common, because they are very clear to those who have any knowledge of theology. But since they are unknown and not understood by the simple, for whose salvation we have principally undertaken this work, we shall treat of them clearly and in order. This sacrament consists of three principal parts: contrition, confession, and satisfaction. And because it is of the greatest importance for these three things to be perfect, discoursing on each of them separately and in particular, we shall succinctly show you what true penance is. End of chapter. To know in depth how one should confess his or her sins in the most appropriate way and in a manner that will help him in his spiritual life to overcome vices and imperfections and thereby render him pleasing to God, please click on the next video. Thank you for watching. God love you.